Chase Briscoe led 171 laps. And still lost. Here's what really happened at Richmond. You're in the lead. You've been in the lead almost all night. 171 laps. Then, out of nowhere, the mirror fills up with a black and yellow Ford you thought you'd already beaten. The tires scream into turn 3. And when the checkered flag finally waves, the gap back to second place is just 0.392 seconds, one of the tightest finishes NASCAR has seen all year. That's all that separated a career night from a hard lesson for Chase Briscoe at Richmond Raceway. This story starts at a 0.75-mile short track under the lights, on a night that mattered more than most. Richmond had been rough territory for Briscoe. Coming into this race, he had a best finish of just 11th in 9 previous starts there, one of only 3 active tracks where he had never scored a top 10. His crew needed this one. The chase grid was nearly locked, playoff spots were tightening with every lap, and every single point on the board carried weight. 2 of the fastest cars on the property that night belonged to 2 men who were about to go to war for the win, and neither of them was going to give an inch. The race build told its own story before the finish ever did. Blaney started from the pole and dominated stage 1, leading 60 of the first 70 laps to take the stage win. Briscoe answered immediately, passing Blaney on the first lap of the race to lead his very first lap ever at Richmond's Oval. From there, he simply refused to hand the point back. By the time the night was through, Briscoe had led a race-best 171 of the 400 laps. But quietly, in the shadows of that dominant run, Joey Logano and Blaney combined to lead 263 of the 301 laps that mattered most, Team Penske power building right behind him the entire time. Before we get into how it all came apart for Briscoe, here's something worth mentioning. This channel, NASCAR Voltage, is closing in on 500 subscribers, and if breakdowns like this are the kind of racing content you want more of, hitting subscribe genuinely helps make that happen. A like, a comment, or a share costs you nothing, but it tells us exactly what kind of coverage to keep making. Your support is what actually decides what comes out of this channel next, so if you're still here, you're already part of it. Now, back to Richmond. With 24 laps remaining, Logano's number 22 Team Penske Ford snatched the lead away from Christopher Bell, who had pitted early and was desperately trying to stretch worn tires to the finish on Richmond's abrasive surface. That move set up the real battle. Logano capitalized on a final strategy call from crew chief Paul Wolfe, who pitted his driver just after Logano had taken the point from Briscoe with 39 laps remaining. From that moment forward, Logano never gave the lead back. When the checkered flag fell, it was Logano first, Briscoe second, separated by 0.392 seconds, his 39th career win, and his third at Richmond, but his first there in 9 years. Briscoe didn't hide his frustration afterward. Speaking about how suffocating the Penske cars felt around him for most of the night, he said, "I thought I was in a Penske sandwich." He explained that from the start of Stage 2 onward, it was literally all 4 Penske cars surrounding him, and he was the only driver in the top 5 who wasn't wearing that uniform. He knew going in that the Penske cars would be strong all night, and by the finish, that's exactly how it played out. On the other side of that fight was a very different mood. Logano climbed out of his car smiling, delivering what read almost like a warning shot to the rest of the field. "Don't let the boys get hot," he said, before adding that his team was pretty strong right now. It capped a run that had been building for weeks, Logano's second win in his last 4 races, a stretch that stands out considering he had managed only 1 win in his previous 56 starts before this summer surge. Crew chief Paul Wolfe backed that up afterward, saying of his driver under pressure, "He's very good under pressure situations." This win did more than end a drought. It ended what had become a string of near misses at Richmond for Logano and Wolfe, a track where their cars had shown speed for years without ever finishing the job. It also plugged directly into a pattern fans have started calling his even-year surge. Since 2014, Logano has either won the Cup title or advanced to the championship round in every single even-numbered year, almost always doing it with a hot streak late in the season. 2026 is an even year. The reaction online moved fast. NASCAR insider Kelly Crandall posted after the race, revealing the message written on the whiteboard inside Logano's own team hauler. Kelly Crandall, for the haters. That single detail said everything about where Logano's mindset was heading into the stretch run, a driver with 3 championships already, still carrying a chip on his shoulder about how those titles get talked about, and using it as fuel. For Briscoe, the sting of this loss goes beyond a typical second-place finish. This wasn't just any Saturday night, it was the race where he officially clinched his spot in the chase, with his 6th top 10 finish in his last 7 races. That should have been a celebration. Instead, it became a so close, yet so far moment right as the playoff picture came into focus. As things stood after Richmond, Briscoe sat in the mix among a group of drivers who had just punched their championship tickets, while Logano had rocketed from 20th to 9th in the point standings in just the last 6 races. 2 wins in his last 4 starts, after just 1 in his previous 56, made it clear that Logano was suddenly a live threat heading into the title fight, not a fading 3-time champion, but a driver peaking at exactly the wrong time for everyone chasing him. This wasn't the first time Richmond has produced late race drama involving these exact names. The track has a history of controversial, emotional finishes in years past, and this rivalry between Briscoe and Logano now has its own chapter added to that list. 2 races remained before the chase field was set, which meant this almost certainly wasn't the last time these two would share the same stretch of asphalt with a finish on the line. 171 laps in the lead. 1 restart that flipped it. 1 late pit call that decided it. And a driver left wondering what has to change the next time he and Joey Logano end up racing for the same trophy. If you found this breakdown useful, drop a comment below and let us know what you think really cost Briscoe the win, the strategy, the tires, or simply Logano's late race speed. Sharing this video with another NASCAR fan helps this channel grow faster than almost anything else you can do. And if you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next on NASCAR Voltage.